Hello, hello, hello. So I'm not gonna lie, this is my second time making this video. The first time, I paused it because I needed to sneeze, and I don't just, it's like, sneeze. And I went to unpause it, and I stopped the video. So I'm redoing this video. I think that definitely means, because I got through 3 cards, so I'm like, okay. That must mean that I have to pull 3 more. So we're gonna go through the first 3. I did cleansing. I did quite a bit of cleansing. We're gonna do more cleansing. Gonna go through the first 3, then pull 3 more. Not sure what this is gonna mean, but yeah. Hey, I don't really mind though, because I got to experience 2 rounds of cleansing, so. Happy 2025. May the past not be a burden to us this year. May we be clear of dwelling on the past that no longer serves us. The knowledge we've gained from the past has already been obtained, and now it is time to let go. Help us cleanse from the attachment to enable us to let go. To be present and not stagnant in life. May we be cleansed of all addictions and maladaptive coping mechanisms that are stunting us, that are getting in our way. May we cleanse our minds so that we may attract healthiness, may we cleanse our minds so we can see the truth. Hopefully my smoke detector won't go off. May we cleanse our minds so we can feel what we need to feel, both good and bad. May we cleanse our minds to be able to start anew this year, for new beginnings. For new books in our series. Okay. I feel like whenever I film these, it's because I feel like this isn't just meant for me. And so when I say this, like, if it applies to you, it applies to you. If it doesn't, hopefully you're just entertained, find it interesting. But I feel like for a lot of us, 2024 was a very transformative year for us. And 2025 is about the stability in our new realities, if that resonates with y'all. So for the first 3 cards I pulled, the first one was Ten of Swords reverse. And the Ten of Swords represents rock bottom, ruin, and loss. The reverse is resisting endings makes things worse and delays your recovery. You may be in denial about an end that's already happened, so we're holding on to the pain of it. It's time to reach out for support and work on feeling grounded and connected to yourself again. Things to consider. Take a step back from the drama for a second. Breathe. Identify the root causes of this wild situation and really ask yourself, am I here for the thrill, or is it truly something that I care about? The second card I pulled was King of Pentacles, which says wealth, stability, and discipline. The King of Pentacles is a person who is successful in attracting, managing, and maintaining wealth in a level-headed manner, but who can have issues letting people in. They are calm, thoughtful, and reasonable when dealing with money and business-related situations. When it comes to providing others with advice or guidance pertaining to money issues and work-related matters, they shine. However, they do not let their personal life get in the way, which can be both a good and a bad thing. This card invites the idea of being smart with your wealth and reminds you not to forget that a balance between work and life is crucial. What can you do to get a steady and stable point in your life when it comes to your career or your means versus the health of your personal life? At what point does it matter if you're working for success or for happiness? And can it be both? These are things to think about if you're in the position of the king. Things to consider. Is your job taking a toll on your personal happiness? And if it is it worth it? Enjoy your wealth, but be smart with how you use it. Share your knowledge and experience with others who are just starting out. And then the last card I pulled was the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands represents confidence, encouragement, courage, and determination. Reverse. The Queen of Wands shows you your shadow, the parts of yourself that are inextricably you, but you don't like to show. You may neglect, ignore, or simply dislike these parts of yourself. Maybe you're afraid to expose them for fear of what the community might think. The Queen of Wands is a reminder to embrace this side of you. It is you. In order to be your full self, this will give you a better understanding of your values, convictions, or belief systems. This hidden part of you may manifest as a wallflower rather than a social butterfly, but don't let that make you feel weak. It's not always the loudest or most confident person who has it all together. Things to consider. When can you do this? Hold on. What can you do with this confidence to help inspire and uplift others? Say yes to a new opportunity that seems daunting. Remember that the Queen of Wands' confidence lives deep within, so don't let naysayers get you down. Okay. Now let's draw 3 more cards, since that's definitely what was in store. I personally don't see myself having a career change this year. One more. Okay. Let's see what we got. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. Loyal, hardworking, trustworthy. Reverse. This centers on establishing routines, however mundane they may be. In order to focus on maintaining your successes, sometimes you get carried away by your grand plans and leave the basics behind. Or perhaps it's the other side of the coin. You're far too caught up in the daily routine and feel stifled and stuck. Whichever it is, the message is the same. Balance. Things to consider. Is there something you've been putting off that you've been dreading? Write a list of positive outcomes for a boring task and see if that changes your perspective on it. Try thanking the Knights of Pentacles in your life for their hard work. Take a moment to feel and acknowledge your gratitude toward all of the pioneers who work daily to make this world a better and safer place for queer people and for those who are dedicated to the well-being of the community. Next card. The Lovers. Love, desire, making choices. The Lover's card has many sides to it, like a beautiful and complicated prism in the sunlight, refracting every color known to the human eye in every direction possible. First and foremost, the Lovers encourages us to follow our hearts, no matter the situation. Only you know deep down what is important to you when it comes to matters of the heart. This card can represent a very solid relationship, or one that is to come, either romantic or platonic. And that can be the best feeling in the world. If this speaks to you, bask in these loving and desire-filled moments and enjoy every second. The Lovers also can bring to light that a choice must be made in order to advance to the next step, in or out of a relationship. Consider your happiness for a moment. Is this the right path for you? Are you fulfilled? Are you settling? What are your true feelings? Dig deep to find these answers within yourself. And even if they're hard to face, they may tell you the next right move on your part. Also consider red flags instead of taking the easy way out and ignoring them. And remember, queer relationships aren't hetero relationships in the sense that queer relationships are like a next level experience with the added elements of an extreme understanding of hardships and evolved ways of thinking about and accepting one another's bodies, identities, desires, and needs. Don't be afraid of what other people think when it comes to whom and how you love. Things to consider. What is the next step for you and your partner? How do you really feel? What is your heart trying to tell you? If you are in a new relationship, enjoy these beginnings and new moments together, as they could make it or break it. Last card. The Hanged Man. Upright. Sacrifice, letting go, surrender. If you feel like you've come to an impasse, it's important to pause and change your perspective. The reason you may be feeling stuck is because your old ways of doing things are no longer serving you. It's time to literally turn yourself upside down to figure out an alternate way to handle the situation. This is not the time to push forward like you would with the Chariot card, but instead a time to slow down and consider What may be keeping you in the same old routine that isn't bringing you the results you seek? Things to consider. If you can't change your situation, change your attitude toward it. Lie down and look up at the ceiling for a different perspective. Reflect while taking in this different view. Well, wasn't that a lot? Okay. I'm going to try and see what this means. So let's start with the Ten of Swords reverse. I'm gonna have to write these down or I will forget. Okay, so I'm gonna personally just jot down some things about all of these just to make it easier on myself so I can just see it all in front of me and think, okay, what can all of this mean? I'm trying to do this as fast as possible because I feel like it might be a little bit boring, but hopefully you can at least hear me like writing, so there's some ASMR. But I've already done 3 cards, so getting through this pretty fast. Okay. Just like that on my last card. I am getting through this. Okay. Okay. So first I'm going to read this out to y'all from what I jotted down, because this is the stuff that caught my attention. Ten of Swords reverse. Accept an ending. Reach out for support. Feel grounded and connected to yourself again. Knight of Pentacles reverse. Routines to maintain success. Balance. Knight of Pentacles. Share knowledge and experience with others who are just starting out. Wealth, stability, discipline. Balance between work and life. Queen of Wands reverse. Shadow self. Embrace it. The Hangman. New perspective to handle situation. Oh, if I didn't write the last one. Anyways, the last card was consider your happiness. Make choices. Oh, the Lovers. Yeah, write that down. Consider your happiness. Make choices off of what your heart says. And I think that last card, the Lovers, is truly what I'm going to start with. Like, consider, for this new year, consider your happiness and make choices off of what your heart is telling you. And for some of this, I think it's like they're kind of leading you to what your heart is saying, because maybe you have a heart chakra blockage. I need help, so I am gonna put heart chakra. I know that this year I also really want to do a lot for my throat chakra, but now I'm really being called to work on my heart chakra as well. So that's interesting that like this part of me is like really being drawn to work on, which is interesting. Accept an ending. Connect to yourself again. I think that one is going to be a huge thing for me this year, where again it's like the past is in the past. I don't want to dwell on it anymore. And that's the thing about the past. Sometimes it flares up. And we have to do a lot of work to... It's a lot of distractions and a lot of redirecting ourselves through these thoughts, through grounding ourselves, and reaching out for support to be able to do this as well, to be able to feel like ourselves again. Routines to maintain success, balance. I think that will also aid in being grounded and supporting ourselves and also connected to ourselves. Like, routines don't have to be boring. One of your routines can be freestyle dancing for 5 minutes a day, or like whatever you think is going to reconnect you the most to yourself, to your true happiness. So I have to like blow my nose. And yeah, again, that routine can be journaling so that you're really being able to process what's on your mind. And that also helps you to identify, okay, this is clearly something that's consuming my mind. Let me think of ways to brainstorm how to get over it. Doing hobbies can be part of your routine, and of course self-care to really help you. Because maybe feeling like yourself, I know, for me, feeling like myself is being able to dance for a long time. And maybe you're not even, I'm not even in the shape to do that. Or, you know what I mean? So it's really find these routines that help us maintain what success means to us. And, maybe you have a nice job right now and it's you need to make sure you have routines that help, make your life easier so you can continue doing this job and not, you know what I mean, really struggling with it and potentially sabotaging yourself because of it. Balance popped up a couple of times. We'll get back to that though. Knight of Pentacles, share knowledge and experience with others who are just starting out. That stuck out to me, but I'm also I don't know who that's for in my life. But I think that's always a good thing to help remember, because it's you needed help. And you would have really appreciated, and life would have been a lot easier if you had help, you know what I mean? I also think we're going to expect some wealth, stability, and discipline. Again, with those routines, that stability and discipline. And, Knight of Pentacles reverse, routines to maintain success. So this year I think is all about going back to the basics with what makes a successful and happy life. We also have shadow self, embrace it. I think that can really help us accept an ending, accept our past, and to really move forward with it. It's maybe the reason why we keep thinking of this same situation, this person, is because we have not done the work. Or maybe we have done a lot of work, but we haven't done all of the work yet. So it's definitely, from a couple of these cards, okay, you need to really sit down with yourself and just think. Just be in your own presence. See what feelings, what thoughts come out. Hangman, new perspective to handle situation. I think that is a lot to deal with accepting an ending, accepting our past and moving on from it. Because it's over, we survived it. For some things, I know for myself, it's been years since that happened. It's okay to have these miniature relapses where you think about it a lot, but then it's okay, let's ground ourselves so that we're not stuck in that spot, that loop of just constantly thinking of our bad memories, especially when we have so many good memories that are even more should be more fresh than those old past wounds. So again, I think it's just sitting down and thinking of new strategies to stop dwelling on the past, to stop reminiscing on things that aren't making us happy, that are preventing us from being successful. And, that brings me back down to the Lover's card. Consider your happiness. Make choices off of what your heart says. So I think a lot of, again, for the shadow work, it's a lot of throat chakra healing and heart chakra healing. You really need to sit down with yourself and think, what is my heart saying? It's like sometimes it's like your heart and your throat need to be connected so you can say what your heart is saying. So maybe you need to do some work with your heart first, then your throat. I think both those are going to be connected. And I'm not really seeing too much about expressing to others, being vocal and stuff like that, but I think it's just being honest with yourself of what your heart wants. I think for some of us, we have a lot of wounds. Like, maybe you have really bad trust issues, and you might have a friend, or you're in a relationship, or your family member, whatever the case may be, you have some sort of relationship that you're like, I don't know, man. You just have this feeling of I just can't be myself. And maybe that's because you need to reconnect with yourself. And that might require a lot of shadow work. Embracing a lot of those shadow aspects of yourself. To be like, yeah. So I think the people in your life are really going to be important for this too, because you might be able to be 100% authentic yourself when you're by yourself, but like when you're around other people, it's like you are a shell of what you are. Like, you're not truly representing who you are. And again, that I think has a lot to do with that heart chakra. Again, you have trust issues because of your heart. That paranoia stems from your heart chakra. That inability to just be yourself, let loose, heart chakra. Get to the bottom of it. I'm saying that to you, and I'm saying that to myself. So, yeah, I think for myself, definitely the routines, man. Like good routines that connect me to who I am, and again, ground myself, make me happy, really express my heart. And maybe expressing your heart is going to allow you to let it go. All the bullshit, let it go. Because maybe you just have all this shit that you've just been all this pent up emotions that you haven't been able to express. So maybe expressing it will allow you to let it go. And maybe you think about past things because, certain things from your past will make you feel how you should be feeling about a certain situation, but you can't feel that emotion with a certain situation because you just have that block there. Like, you're not able to face on. So you think back to these other things that have happened to you that you do feel that negative emotion. So I think it's time to really just face reality for what it is and really just be honest with yourself. What do you want from this life? What do you want your life to look like? How do you want to interact with the people in your life? Like, what can you do to represent yourself for who you truly are? You know, being authentic is not like this, I've done it once, it's over. Like, it's a constant thing. Um, like, you're never really done with it, you know? Um, so yeah, I personally would start off with 5 things that's consuming your heart right now. 5 first thing that comes to mind. And try to see what perspectives you can have to enable you to accept those things and take action, make choices based off of those things, considering your happiness while you make those choices. So yeah, just have real honest conversations with yourself. Don't be too it's really easy to be consumed with the hustle and bustle of everyday life, but it's also really good to take moments to really reflect on what's making you happy. What makes you happy? What would make you happy? What do you want going for you right now? Like, what can you do to be one step closer to what you want out of this life? So, I know I'm gonna do a lot of reflecting after this, so yeah, I think 2025, a lot of it again is just heart chakra, man. Like, consider your happiness, and we need to start making decisions based off of that. Which includes not dwelling on the things from our past, the ghosts from our past, the skeletons in our past, whatever the saying is, I don't know. Just, I keep repeating that because that's what I'm really struggling with right now, is just maladaptive daydreaming all the freaking time. Granted, I did just stop substances, alcohol. Um, so I think that's kind of where it's coming from, but it's also just like we need to ground ourselves. And it's like, hey, me without alcohol doesn't equal miserable, doesn't equal constantly reminiscing about my past. Like, no, I'm not gonna allow that because that's not true. Like, I can use that brain power to think of something else. I can use that brain power to think of new perspectives, to really sit down with myself and think about what can I do to make myself even happier? What makes me happy right now? And how can I have more of that? Um, and what routines can I do to like have a positive flow in my life to where it's like I'm not constantly getting in this headspace of reminiscing on the darkness and reminiscing of the darkness. It's like, no, I want to have proactive preventative measures in my routine to prevent me from getting in this headspace. And so, like, I want these routines to be so, you know, strong that even when I do get in these perspectives, it's like, okay, well, I need to go with this routine, and I know it'll bring me out of it, like in a decent timely manner. So, yeah, that's what I have for y'all tonight. Yeah, again, the past thing and the people in your life, of course. So, yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy this video. Happy 2025. Bye.